Well, the rebuild begins. This is what happens when you've been hacked. They'll take the whole computer back to factory settings, get rid of all of your files, all of your folders, all of your software. That's what I'm doing now. So if you are involved in crypto, and particularly at kraken.com, please get in touch with me. I don't want you to be complacent online. I want you to be aware of how you can be robbed, even on an exchange which prides itself on its security, which is an absolute joke. If your username is either your name or your email address, that's setting you up for failure. You're telling a hacker, listen, mate, if you can get into my email address, help yourself, eh? Why not? So enough about that. Today's video is about the warnings of cup football. So yesterday's coupon had some big names in it, but you'll see, particularly in France, a lot of them falling foul or just not interested, as you can tell by the Arsenal, as you can see there. Leeds, well, this is a reminder to Fat Frank that he's probably not going to get much change out of the top 5, top 6 at home or away. His impressive run of 4 consecutive wins, put that into perspective, it's against mid-table and lower. So it's not all roses for Frank Lampard's Coventry, as that result shows you. This result shows you that some sides are just not up for the cup. What are you going to do about Liverpool today? Let's have a look at the Arsenal team news. Was it much changed? Because that can knock sides off kilter. Well, it was a pretty strong first 11, really. Let's be honest. A lot of the big guns out. But there's just a questionable mentality. Maybe the manager's getting the message across. Have a good game, but it doesn't matter if we win or not. It did look like a strong first 11, didn't it? Wow. Peterborough and Cheltenham didn't really have an interest there, but if you're looking at odds on, well, you've got a 1-2 lead at half-time. Now, the fact that Peterborough scored could give you some confidence that they could get back. In a case like this, footballtrainingprofits.com members will be taking their insurance out. Where? Which market would you be taking your insurance out at? If you get the equaliser, that's your first cash out opportunity, and then push on. So if you're trusting the odds yesterday, Peterborough did deliver on them. But it's just trusting the competition. That's the problem. Look at the Arsenal. Elsewhere, work our way down, and France will give you a good example of what we're trying to battle when we're involved in a cup. 1.3 favourite loses 2-1 to a side they would never in 100 years lose against if they wanted to win this match. Simple as that. Flying high in French Ligue 1, having a good season. I love a bit of brioche. 2-1. 1.9 favourite down. 1.53 favourite loses to, I think, French Ligue 2 Quincamp. And that is what we're battling, ladies and gentlemen, if we get involved in cup competition. Which sides are up for it? Which sides aren't? Ligue 2 side, really Toulouse should have them for lunch. Bayer Leverkusen against FC Köln. Ordinarily, it's a home win all day, but look at that. Downs scoring first. Look at that, a 0-2 lead. That's probably a good angle in if this lot are up for it. That's the if. That's the question. Are Nice up for it? Are Toulouse up for it? Are Bayer Leverkusen up for it? All very strong favourites. But cometh the hour, cometh the chic. Chic-tastic. And then get the job done in extra time. Don't forget the draw is always in play. So that 0-2 is probably your best angle in. You've seen it many times, particularly footballtradingprofits.com members. 2-0 is an excellent entry point in the right matches. So that could have been a very profitable play last night. Moving on down, AC Milan, really solid performance against Inter Milan. Very unlucky to be done by a late draw in the Milanese derby. But again, is the Tinkerman up for the cup for Roma? We simply don't know. PSV and Go Ahead, well, both odds on favourites up for the cup, and you'll note the odds. You can make a profit from these short odds matches if you're a little bit creative. We're expecting a goal at least before half time. We're expecting a 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. So get involved in after the 20-minute mark for a shorty like this. 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted half-time score market. I tend to leave a break even on the 1-0, looking for a bigger profit on the 2-0, any unquoted. Well, a couple of own goals, so they were a little lucky to get through in what was such a comprehensive win. But you've got to be in their penalty box and pressurising them. And then here comes the Fonz to get the 3-0 to 3-1. Same result for Celtic yesterday as well at short odds. 1.07, that's what you expect. 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. And at least a goal before half time. Nearly got to my 20 minutes, which would have been lovely. Had we got to the 20-minute mark, I'd have backed 1-0, 2-0, any unquoted. If you get anything near the 2-0 or any unquoted, which is any side to score 3 goals in the half-time market, you're going to make a lot of money. This would have been about 8-1. So it just shows you 1.07, you can make some dough. 1.07 was also suggests a win to 0. So you could look at the correct score market. Anywhere between 4-0 and 9-0 and hope for the best. You're going to do either odds or evens or a mixture of both. 4-0, 6-0, 8-0 or 5-0, 7-0, 9-0 or any 3 score lines between 4-0 and 9-0. And I promise you get a far better return than 1.07, which is back for 100 quid to win 7. So you get some lessons from the shorties. Real Madrid against Leganes. Was it a competitive fixture yesterday? Was it a competitive Real Madrid? Well, it looked like it, didn't it? 0-2 up before 25 minutes. Then we get to 2-2. That could be the possible angle in for a late Desmond Tutu. And Garcia turning up. Having a look at the lineups. Normally rests some key players. Endrick up front. That's not your usual first 11 player. Goulet as well. Not your usual first 11 player. Different goalie. Ramon. Asensio, I don't think they're your usual. So this was what you're battling. You're going to get a different first 11 in some of these cup matches, and that's going to mean that what you see on paper, not necessarily what
this market is now in play
on the pitch. But a great late Desmond. Young boys back in form. 1.4, that's an emphatic win from them. And in Turkey, see in France, the odds-ons don't win. In Turkey, the odds-ons do win. And that was an emphatic win for Fenerbahce, who I got a nice trade out of in their previous match when they were 2-0 down. This is post-Europa League, so it was very dangerous. But 2 red cards for the opponents. We were just waiting then for the winners. And there's some solid forwards, isn't there? Edin Dzeko, El Nesri, who should be playing in a far bigger league than the Turkish Turkish Super League. So we're going to have these same problems today now. Who do you trust? Is it going to fall flat like the frogs? Or be solid
this market
like the
has been suspended.
That was just fair. But Fiorentina and Inter Milan, unfinished business, I think, today. Originally abandoned after 15 minutes of play. Edouard Bove suffers an horrific injury. He won't be playing today then. Don't know how to do that. I'm not going to research it because it's a unique affair, isn't it? So there'll be 75 minutes left to play, I would suggest. On paper, Inter Milan coming off the back of that draw against AC Milan were just brilliant to watch. If you can watch the match, you can gauge Inter Milan better that way. Wonderful performance. Belgian Cup, no real interest in that. Antwerp and Anderlecht. So it's another cup day today. Apart from English League 2, Chesterfield against Doncaster. Let's have a look if I can get into my soccerstats.com and my brand new laptop. Everything gone. All of the software, all of the files I've had to take off. So let's have a look. English League 2, Chesterfield and Doncaster, not the finest match on the planet, this one. So the good thing about Thai adverts is I haven't got a clue what they're saying. So they can sell me whatever they want. and I won't be buying it. So soccerstats.com. View stats and matches for both teams. That's my ideal way. So you've got a head-to-head look side by side at the two teams. And as you know, from November onwards, these tables become very accurate. And quite obviously, you can see Doncaster in a rare bit of form. Both teams tended to score, but without them tending to lose. A couple of 1-0 wins interspersed there. I wonder if those were against better opponents. It's been tough for Chesterfield recently since Christmas or Boxing Day. Only the one win coming at home last match against Bromley. But a 2-match unbeaten run. Ended a run of 4 wins in 6 matches, losing to MK Dons 1-2. Well, that looked more emphatic than it was, wasn't it? A 0-2 lead for MK Dons. So scored in the last 6 at home. Chesterfield should be looking at that kind of pattern emerging today. Doncaster have automatic promotion on their mind. Chesterfield have playoff places on theirs. Chesterfield have an excellent record against the top 5. So bear that in mind today, including a 3-0 win against Donny. They are unbeaten at home against the top 9. That is superb form. That's why it's 2.55 the favourite, even though they're second in the league, Donny. Only that one defeat against the top 19 at home. Conceding 2 goals, though, far too often against the top 2. If they don't score those 2, they're highly likely to lose, of course, today. So that is a worry. But they have scored 2 goals at least against the top 3 this season. That's why they can't be discounted against a Doncaster who, notably, well, they're unbeaten against 6th to 15th, but can throw in the odd howler against lower sides. So a fascinating match. 2.55 tells you the market can't pick a winner. The market can't pick a winner. Can you? Scoring 6 goals in the last 15 minutes, scoring 10 goals in the last half hour for Chesterfield. That's where they're likely to bite. All of their second half goals coming in the last half hour of home matches. That's where they're going to be at their strongest and most competitive. Doncaster away, it's not very appealing. It's all 50-50 basically, both halves. 4-0 at half-time away, only 1 at full-time. 2-0 at half-time at home, none at full-time. Possibility of second half goals if we don't see any in the first. That is why, despite being second in the league, it's 2.55 the favourite. Chesterfield scoring 2 goals, at least, against all of the top 3 they've played this season, including a 3-0 win against Donny. Fascinating. Liverpool and Tottenham, you've seen Arsenal go out of the EFL Cup yesterday. Will Liverpool try to extricate themselves from a pointless competition they don't really need? Watch out for team changes as well. Are they going to be like Real Madrid, or are they going to put out a strong 11 like Arsenal did yesterday? Tottenham have something to play for, and that is momentum. Desperate need to continue a winning run. They'll take it. 3 wins in 4 now. 2 of them in the Europa League. One of them against Brentford. That was a good win. It was a London derby. Brentford normally score in the London derbies. So momentum is the only thing really that Tottenham have to go for them. They might field a strong 11. Is Maddison going to be back from injury? Is Dominic Solanke going to be back from injury? They might put out a strong attacking line if their injury-struck players get a run out. Ream against Bourgoin Jalot. I think I had a bit of that yesterday, but I took some paracetamol, and the Bourgoin Jalot has just gone down a tad, so quite happy with that. Ream, French Ligue 2, I believe, or are they French Ligue 1? On paper, it's a Stade Briochin against Nice, isn't it? League 1 against the National 2 Group A. On paper, it's an easy as you like away win. But then on paper, Nice are always going to be beating Stade Briochin. So watch out. Ream might be gettable at 1.18, particularly gettable if leading at very, very short odds. Tends to be these cup competitions. You can take on these odds-on favourites. Got another odds-on favourite, AZ Alkmaar against the Quick Boys. Quick Boys, of course, got Teddy Sheringham and Matt Letizia up front, along with Mickey Sumo Quinn, ex of Newcastle United. Oh, Sumo, He's a quick boy. Again, on paper, it's an easy home win. But then on paper, Stade Briochat would get tonked by Nice. Taça de Portugal, again, another ponderable or imponderable. Portuguese Primeira Liga side Rio Ave should have far too much for Sandiao there from League 3. But who are they going to turn up? Are they going to be up for the cup? I simply don't know. Steaua Bucharest playing Man United recently, and Sepsi odds on at home. Worth a look in the in-play stats. Copa del Rey, all Spanish La Liga sides today. Watch out for an overreaction from Valencia to being tonked by 7 goals for Barcelona recently in the league. You're going to see a tightening of the ship. They don't want to be tonked again. It's just an embarrassment. Barcelona highly likely to make the team changes as well, which will make this a more competitive match than 1.33 suggests. Basel have been flying high in the Super League. They've been in a bit of a wilderness in a couple of seasons. Now they're back near the top, which is how they used to be. They will go top with a win today. That is motivation. I think they conceded first recently, I think against Sion, came back and got an emphatic win. That was a second half goal, I think, against Zurich as well. They are good when conceding first. They've got the motivation of going top with a win today. That is certainly one to have on your radar, particularly if Luzern score first. Much of a muchness winter tour in Zurich. And then the Turkish Cup, you saw all of the odds-on favourites deliver yesterday. We've got 4 out of 4 odds-on favourites today. So keep an eye on these 3 or these 4, particularly Galatasaray, with their star players as well. But watch out with the French. They don't seem to be up for the cup. Watch out for the big guns in the EFL. They don't seem to be up for the cup. Are Liverpool going to be up for it today? So a match with a coupon with a lot of question marks about the cup. I don't know if you'll be seeing me this evening. It's not a compelling coupon. I'm not Teresa Caputo, the psychic medium. I can't get into these managers' heads and know whether they need to shake themselves off these lowly competitions and focus more on winning the league and the Champions League run or a Europa League run. That's where the big money is. Ignoring these EFL Cups and all the other ridiculous cups. Are they going to go the way of Nice, Toulouse, odds on and just not bother? Or are they going to be like the Turks yesterday, all of the odds on favourites winning? I might see you a bit later on. I'm still on English time, which means I'm ridiculously late up. And I'm up early, as you can see there, 5:30 in the morning. Just before I go, if you want to join footballtradingprofits.com, well, click on the members area, free trial offer, have a look. You might learn a thing or two. And what I'm going to be doing as well, I'm going to be buying up some football strategies as well. I've got a contact who can give me some cheap football ebooks and manuals. So any members who might want to have a crack at those, do a trial for us, we can increase our knowledge base. So I look forward to that. And if you want an email or get on the email list for the Premier League research, just wait for the pop-up box. Betfair Trading made easy. Leave your name and email address there. We'll get you Betfair Trading lessons and some free Premier League research as well. Don't forget the YouTube channel. I might be doing a live stream for free on Saturday and Sunday. It'll be Saturday evening for me, but I do love these live streams, and I particularly like the members. It's football. I look at this as if I'm a member. Football Trading Profits is the account. There you go. Click on the subscribe button to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you for a live stream. We've been in really good form recently in these live streams. You learn a lot. We've got a new strategy for second half 0-0s as well, which can create a literal break even Or the only way you lose laying the draw second half is if the match ends in a score draw. We got a really nice win with Olympiacos recently, as you've shown, or has been seen in one of the recent videos. So come along, youtube.com/@football trading profits. I'll be signing in to upload this video. I might see members later on, but as you can see, it's a very, very tricky cup coupon this evening. Don't know who's up for it and who's not. Who's up for the cup, who's not, we don't know. So I'd rather keep my powder dry for a bit of league football, and Friday's coupon does make some great appeal. I do like what I'm seeing on Friday. Nantes and Brest. Brest recently lost heavily to PSG, who are heavily favoured naturally against Monaco today. Ordinarily, that would be tighter odds. Monaco likely to be very competitive, but PSG's mauling of Brest, Champions League Brest, just shows you the difference in quality, PSG and the rest. Bayern Munich, again, very, very short odds, as they were last week, but they only got through 4-3 last week. Werder Bremen can fight when at their best. Como shouldn't have enough for the old lady, but Cesc Fabregas, if they're going to survive this season, it's going to be via their home form under Cesc Fabregas. You can have a quick look at form lines at home. Old Perry Como, 6th. 5 matches played, 3 wins, 2 losses. That's in the last 5 matches. So you can tell that's where they're going to be at their best. Como, they need to produce at home. So just get the match up again. We can have a look at the head-to-heads. And you can look at home form at home and away form away. You can see that wins against Udinese, Lecce, and impressively against Roma, 290th plus minute goal, but losing to AC Milan and Atalanta. That suggests that another one of the big stars is going to just score one too many. Very competitive losses, though, you'll note. Very competitive 1-2 defeats. That could be the case today. We might see Como scoring today. Particularly Juve away from home, sick of the sight of a score draw. Scored and conceded in 3 of the last 4 without winning away from home. So they are vulnerable. We could see both teams to score in this particular match. Rayo Vallecano have been riding high and they play a lowly Valladolid, but watch out for the Hull factor, the Accrington factor, the Montpellier factor. Bottom sides picking up unexpected wins against top 6 sides. A win today takes Valladolid to 18 points. Or not today, tomorrow. Takes them to 18. Still, they can't get out just yet, but they must start winning. Rayo Vallecano, look at that form. Boom, boom, boom. Really impressive. But a bit of a both teams to score pattern in 3 of the last 4. That was put to bed in the last match. Make that 4 of the last 5. A win today will just take the pressure off Girona, who was trying to nick that top 6 Conference League berth. If they can just catch up with Villarreal, they'll be in with a chance at the Europa League. 3 points will help in that regard today, take them up to 35. The big key will be trying to break through the 40-point barrier and a chance at Champions League football for Rayo Vallecano. One of the most impressive of the other sides this season. The usual suspects are up top. So that's fascinating. Those odds look about right. Those are the main ones on Friday. Have a great day today. I might see you later on, but as you can understand, it's going to take a lot for me to persuade myself to stay up late if I'm not naturally up late. And cup football just doesn't tick the boxes, I'm afraid, nor does a single English League 2 match. I just don't know whether to pull the trigger or not. We don't know if it's going to be a Turkish day or a French day where all the odds-ons lose. Have a great day. I might see you later. I will hop on Telegram if I am online for members of footballtradingprofits.com. And don't forget, if any of you need help securing your computer online, if any of you are involved in crypto, particularly at kraken.com, get in touch with me. I don't want what happened to me to happen to you. So email me and I'll give you some examples of how you can improve your security. You hear this? This is a notebook. This has got all of my passwords in it. I do not use Google Password Manager or any other password managers anymore. Any websites you're not involved in, make sure you're logged out And whenever you're on a Wi-Fi, when you're finished, right-click, forget. So that means you have to sign in again. You don't want automatic sign-ins, okay? Any website, try not to get automatic sign-ins, okay? You need to make sure that you're logged out all the time, okay? Then you have try and get into the habit of typing in your password again. I know it's the easy option is for autofill, but autofill will autofill the bank of any hacker who gets in, okay? Don't be complacent. If you want any more information on securing your computer, please contact me. In the meantime, let's stick with the footy. Let's focus on the footy. Not the greatest day today, but if I am up and online, I'll get in touch with members on Telegram. Have a great day and stay secure.